Gray clouds float across the sky, covering up the full white moon and twinkling stars. Leaves blow in the cool wind as a young, brunette-haired woman sits atop the porch waiting for the meteor shower to begin. This woman had heard so much about the beautiful space phenomenon during her childhood. However, she was never able to actually witness it. She exhales a deep breath of smoke as a flash of purple lights up the sky. Excitement courses throughout her veins as her head turns toward the right to watch the purple streak fly across the darkness, seemingly disappearing into the nearby trees. Her attention is quickly adverted back to its original focus when white lights shoot across the sky above her. She nervously chews the inside of her cheek, a worried expression plastered to her olive-colored face because these aren't like the ones she had previously seen. Trees rustle upon an iridescent figure jumping from branch to branch. An intoxicating scent of fear floats into the small slits of the creature's face. A low, inhumane growl disappears into the wind when something sharp pierces through a few scales on its back. The thing jumps from tree to tree until it reaches the last one. Green eyes peer through the multicolored leaves, scanning the area as a small white house comes into view. A long, snake-like tongue glides over the creature's face before it lands on the ground with a light thud. It creeps along the frost-covered grass, claws tearing up the earth with every large stride it takes. The trail of dirt leads to the house where the thing begins to climb up the wall of the house. Brown shingles slide toward the edge when the creature stealthily crawls atop the roof. The woman's back is facing the house as she stares out at the mesmerizing sky, taken with each white light of meteors shooting across the galaxy. She smiles to herself because she was finally able to experience this miraculous event. Saliva drops onto the cement porch as the creature slowly crawls down the wooden white pillar. Suction cups of the creature's tentacles firmly stick to the wooden railing. One claw extends and scratches into flesh. The woman immediately grabs the nape of her neck to feel warm liquid oozing out of the fresh gash. She holds her left hand out in front of her with a frightened expression upon the mere sight of crimson. One tentacle harshly penetrates the gash. The creature's iridescent body wiggles its way into the nape of the woman's neck. The gash on her neck quickly closes while the creature's body begins to take the form of hers, absorbing her organs, twisting and turning to shape itself to fit the form of every bone in her body. The woman's once green eyes are now a light shade of violet, her hair a deep green, and the olive color of her skin slowly changes to a scaly indigo color. The painted nails on her hands grow longer as they change to an odd shape of yellow. A strong craving for blood overwhelms the newfound woman. A wicked smile spreads across her plump red lips as she slowly walks down the cement stairs. The tentacle-like protrusions on her retract into her skin. The blue, snake-like tongue glides over her cold lips with the creature's sick intentions overtaking her brain. The two-in-one woman confidently walks 5 miles toward the small town where the sweet smells of alcohol, sweat, and flesh linger in the air. The magnificent light-up buildings, cars cruising up and down the main drag of the town, and drunken humans roaming the streets excite the woman. A few homely-looking men take in the appearance of this woman when she strides past them. Her eyes glance around the area in an attempt to find the source of the erotic smell when she notices a handsome man approaching her. Her arm slithers around his before pulling him into a nearby alleyway. Her back is thrown against a hard surface. The man leans closer as if to begin the fulfillment of his intentions. Yet, her urges are much, much stronger. She spins the man around, her lips landing on the nape of his neck just as her fangs sink deep into the sweat-covered flesh. She satisfyingly groans as she swallows each drop of blood that hits her tongue. The man's face quickly drains of color when fingernails pierce through flesh on his arms, tearing it open as she drags her hands downward. A woman of the night slowly makes her way down the sidewalk. She leans against a nearby building to fix the strap of her heel when weird sounds wander into her line of hearing. Her smile turns into a frown. She marches toward the alley, most likely angry about someone stealing a potential client. The woman gasps upon seeing the ghastly sight, causing tentacles to break free of the skin holding them inside the creature like human. They hastily wrap around the innocent woman. Each suction cup sticks to the woman's clammy skin as they pull her closer to their owner. The creature pulls back from the man she had just drained, leaving behind her circular, venom-filled bite mark. Fear radiates off of the tentacle-covered woman. The sound of bones cracking ripples through the neighborhood as the limp body falls to the ground. The creature kneels down. Her claws rip open the maroon-colored shirt. Her teeth sink into the fear-soaked flesh, tearing off a large piece. The rubbery texture barely gets mushed underneath her teeth. The sweet taste remains in her mouth despite the human skin sliding down the back of her throat and nestling into her stomach while she tears apart the body in front of her. Each bite as savory as the next, each organ tasting different and just as satisfying as the last. She bites down on the small intestine within the dead person. She slurps it up like any human was spaghetti. The womanish creature places her hands on the ground before crawling out of the alleyway, bones cracking and contorting in different ways to allow more tentacles to break through her scaly skin. This immediately causes people to begin frantically screaming. Most of them stand frozen in fear while others take off running to survive the bizarre situation. Tentacles snatch up surrounding people while her claws sink into the leg of a man who slowly takes a few steps backward. His eyes widened out of fear, which only caused the desire within this thing to grow stronger. The woman's jaw unhinges when her mouth opens. Her hand pulls the man closer. Her freakishly long tongue wraps around his leg while the acid sliding up her esophagus is sprayed at the victim. His loud screams of pain is this creature's favorite. His skin begins to melt as his body parts slide down her throat, making it easier for her to move on to the next. She lets out a banshee-like scream before chasing down multiple people, leaving her venomous bites on the nape of their necks and sloppily eating the others. Blood runs down the streets while maniacal laughter erupts in the darkness. The people that had been bitten will eventually turn into a creature similar to the one whom had inhabited her. However, the ones she had eaten will help morph her into a different form, one more appealing than this current one. Thunder claps in the distance. Flashing of different colors light up the sky, causing her to tilt her head back to watch the beautiful creatures fall upon the earth. She grins, thrilled that she had been the one to find this place. Her kind had been searching one galaxy after another, inhabiting the people of each planet they had landed on, while wreaking havoc to find a host suitable enough to create a new home, since their home had been obliterated. The creature inside this woman has spent a millennium searching and searching for the species to be the perfect host. It happened upon this particular galaxy, explored each planet only to find nothing, not a single species to take control over, until it landed on this one. It had been a long journey for the creature, but it is satisfied that these creatures make the perfect hosts for its kind. This shall be their new home and their new way of life. Hello, my dream demons. That story was called Nape, and it was written by me quite a while ago. It was recently narrated on M. Frightmare's channel, but I did want to narrate it on mine as well. I do hope that you all enjoyed. With that said, I must bid you adieu for now, as I do have things to get done in the nightmare realm. Should you happen to have nightmares, that just means I have accomplished my task. Please stay safe, and I will see you all later.